Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Defiant Spur, and this is part 2 of the review on the Tier 9 Chinese tank destroyer, the WZ-111 GFT. I keep adding extra ones in there sometimes, but quick recap of its modules. This is part 2, so it's the top package, a 152mm gun. It's got stonking alpha, 750 alpha on the standard shells. Not bad pen, 290 up to 395 on your assault rounds. Sorry, premium to those who are not me. I call them salt. Performance-wise, it handles okay. The gun handles really well. I have to say that now. The accuracy feels much better than 0.4, and you don't notice the aim time either. And generally, when you're moving around, I think you don't notice the slow rate of fire too much. If it was a second faster, I think it'd be very, very OP. So yep, looking at the armor profile, just like before, it's all just about the front of the gun mantlet and that front plate there. The rest of it, if you angle too much to one side, they can just pen through it. But I always say, never rely on your armor. There's premium rounds, there's RNG, and they're going to spoil a lot of your fun. Oh, if you hear any strange hissing noises in the background, that's because I'm also cooking lunch at the moment. So yeah, all in all, it maneuvers relatively well. It's a big metal slug. I think it gets up to what, 35 kph maybe. So obviously still faster than the poor TOG 2. But everything's faster than the TOG 2. I think even the Panzer 2J is. So yeah, it's not a bad looking tank overall, and I've really enjoyed playing it. I mean, as you can see, I've got up to 4 skills so far by the time of this part of the review footage. The gameplay, I was still only on 2 skills. Just thought I'd let you know. So yeah, let's get into some gameplay footage and we'll see what this beastie can do. Okay, so here we are. This is a tier 10 match on the steps, and it's team destruction. Just got it on high speed just to get past the dull slug across the plane here. As you can see, I was able to keep up with the mob relatively well. Now, I'm trying to make use of the terrain here. You can't really go truly hull down. Well, you can, but you can't sort of hug ridges like you can in some other tanks. You've only got 6 degrees of gun depression. But what I'm doing is I'm just hanging back here, providing cover for that heavy tank in front of me. And what's nice is I think he's actually aware of what I'm doing, so he's not pushing too aggressively. He's keeping within the area which I can protect. Now, as you can tell, I'm trying to protect that lower plate and that little tiny upper plate, because those are the areas I get hit most often. Everybody tends to automatically aim for those. Anyway, let's just get ready to kill this medium tank when he sticks his nose out. Sticks his nose out again? Or heavy tank, whichever one it is. Can't tell on the laptop, and it's been a while since I played this game. As you can see, the circle closes back up again relatively quickly. I mean, I am stationary, so that helps. Now, a little bit of a jiggle there to reposition. I haven't fought any mouses, whatever you're going to call them in the plural form, in this tank yet, and I wasn't too confident of how well my standard AP rounds would fare against its armour. So obviously I tried getting one into its track then just to stop it. It's mostly ignoring me. I don't know if it's blind or if it's just not viewing me as much of a threat and going for the easy damage. Now it looks at me. And it bounces, which is nice. I wasn't particularly angled. Now I've switched to premium rounds around about this point, but the replay function doesn't show that. And yeah, that does damage. And that's another shell bounced. A little bit of a jiggle, deciding what to do, push forward to support my tanks. I'll support my team. Too many people in TDs end up sitting at the back and getting left behind when you really do need to, especially in your assault tanks like this. You need to keep mobile, keep up with your heavies. Otherwise, yeah, you might as well not be there after the initial 5 minutes or so of the game, because you just get left behind. Yeah, it's not just about causing damage, it's also about distracting the enemy, making them think about where they're going to go. Do they actually want to engage and push aggressively because there's this big metal slug of a tank destroyer trundling along there as well. And anything you can do to make the red team's life difficult, to make their players think twice and second guess themselves is good. I was a bit worried about this. It's a Badger. I'm pushing aggressively because the heavy tank who's with me there, he's been doing a lot of work. I don't know where to give him a break. And I've got full health at this point, so I figured at the very least the Badger would be distracted by me while everybody else killed him. There, right up in that top little plate. Killed him, nice. And yeah, just trundle forward. This was pretty much an ideal first bottom tier match in this tank. Tortoise. Now, I back up here because bounced it, nice. Because I've had a lot of bad luck fighting tortoises. They tend to chew through the armour really easily, but that could just be me and bad luck, really. Anyway, that was this match, and not much else happens really. I'm desperately trying to catch up to get some more shots in, but nope. And it was a victory. So yeah, let's fast forward past this and get to the scores. Okay, so here we are. As you can see, not bad for a tier 10 game. Yeah, 3,425 damage. It's not what I'd expect from a tier 10 tank or a tier 9 tank with a decent crew and a lot of player experience behind it. But as you can see, certainly did better than a lot of the tier 10 tanks there. It performed well. Anyway, on to the next game. Okay, so here we have a tier 9 match on Lakeville. Now, it starts going to be standard Lakeville fare. Most of the team's going to go into the valley, and me and a few others are going to end up stuck in the town, trying to hold off all of the Reds. The T95 goes down the middle path, which is very brave, but actually relatively useful, because he can use his frontal armour to stop any Reds who are pushing up. And as long as we can stop the Reds from flanking through the town to get at his flanks, we should be okay. Now, I decided to take the riskier quick path into the town centre, but I do follow a heavy tank. My thinking being that the enemy will spot the heavy tank first, take their shots on him, which means I can get past the exposed areas while they're reloading. See, I don't know those Reds on the middle path, but I'm expecting there to be some there. There we go. I can just stroll past quite happily. He gets hit again, and I stop here. Because to me that's a good indication there's multiple Red tanks, not just one. Now I jiggle around here a little bit. I don't like shooting through objects. It highlights your position to artillery, and artillery will eat a big tank like this up for breakfast. They love big slow targets with big flat roofs.
Optics up, searching the area.
Nice hit there, 775. Not quite a high roll, but
Enemies
good
got
enough.
us in their sights.
A little bit of wiggling backwards and forwards, just to make it harder for him to aim at my lower plate.
Focus on this location.
Again, I'm checking my behind here to make sure I don't edge my back into the alleyway where I'm liable to be exposed and shot. Now, going to engage the middle path, Reds.
They've spotted us.
So annoying that just dropped down. One bounce. Where did that hit? I can't really see. Another bounce. Good hit.
Enemy exposed.
Got some angry shells coming in. He gets past me. Now that one hurt. So did
The
that one.
driver's a gunner. The controls aren't responding.
No idea where that IS-3 is or how he's hitting me, but it was hitting me hard. I didn't see what shells he was firing, so I can't say if he was using premium rounds or not. See, as you can see, look at that limited right gun traverse there. Not great.
Enemies got us in their sights.
See, I'm steadily and fairly consistently rolling in the 700s, which is nice. You can get as high as like 800 odd. Obviously more if you ammo rack something, which I've not done yet in this tank. We've got the edge at the moment, but already tracked him. But even at this point, the game can quickly go wrong. I've seen that the rest of my team in the town are dead, so I reposition here. This is such an easy kill; it's lovely. Now, I'm in a bit of a tricky situation here. I can't back up because of the reds on the path. So I'm going to try to keep myself angled, hugging this wall as much as possible. Basically making it harder for them to hit any of my flat surfaces. Because at this stage in the game is normally when people really do start firing their premium rounds. Basically, hopefully also by being angled, I can get the most play out of the left side gun traverse. So you're wiggling backwards and forwards. A bit impatient. At this point I'm thinking, is he trying to flank me going this way? And yeah, we just drive past each other. I just can't believe that. He could have just driven around and probably killed me. So, I go out to get the easy kill. All the time worried about artillery. But I risk going through the building. Nice hit there. Artillery finishing him off. Right. Now it's hunting their last two tanks. Now this is a dangerous situation. Just fast forwarding it because it is a slow tank. Now I switched to high explosive at this point, but the replay mode doesn't show it. And yeah, I decided to take the top path here. I was initially figuring the artillery would still be down near their cap, but even so, an experienced platoon will often go out looking for tanks to shotgun. So I'm creeping, and bam! I'm spotted, they're spotted. No, slow motion. No. I had to jiggle a little bit there. Get the kill in there, that's very nice. But yeah, I jiggled a bit there and repositioned. Because I was firing high X and it would have hit the fence. And that's so annoying when it happens. Now it's just a straight charge. And yeah, we get the win. And some spots, which is quite cool. Took a little bit of a battering. But overall, it was a good game. So, as you can see overall, I did 4.7 thousand damage, which is really quite nice. I bounced a good amount of damage, but again, the score screen doesn't show it. Got a good bulk of base XP, 2 kills, 3 medals. Yeah, overall, just to repeat the point, it is a very, very user-friendly tank to play. You are going to get games where you're going to get spotted and annihilated quite quickly. And that's just, but that's just a fact of the game more than anything. As long as you can work within the restrictions of the tank, so the limited speed and mobility, the limited gun traverse to the right, the lack of gun depression, remember you've only got 6 degrees, as long as you can work within all of those confines, it's a storming tank. Yeah, it's rapidly become one of my favourite tanks. It performs consistently well. As long as you don't make stupid mistakes, which I do. I'm going to upload another video which will have my blooper reel of stupid mistakes I make, just to keep the length of this review video down. So yeah, overall, buy the tank. Yeah, it's worth getting. It really is. It's really fun to play. It holds its own. The gun performs well. The front armor really does work a lot of the time. But again, don't rely on it. Premium rounds exist, and so does RNG. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this review. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If I get to 100 subscribers, there'll be another giveaway. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'll catch you all in game.